Just got off the phone with some pretty disappointing news. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Clark Work. We have borrowed a truck again to go get some supplies. I want to pick up some drainage pipe. I've been messaging back and forth with my dad, who's also an engineer, about some of the water things, water issues. I wanted to do a drainage on the outside of the building. Of course, the ground's kind of frozen by now, so that would be difficult to do today. But I thought about also doing a drainage on the inside of the foundation as well, kind of underneath all my stone. So I had asked him I asked his kind of thoughts about that. It felt a little excessive to me, so I kind of asked him if he thought if it was too much. I mean, like, at some level, too much isn't always a bad thing. And I get that with engineers a lot. They kind of hit their what would work and then upscale it a little bit just to be sure. But he said he thinks that drainage on both sides is a little excessive, and so I think I'm gonna not do the drainage on the inside, the French drain on the inside, underneath the stone, underneath the floor, mostly because it will save me, I don't know, save me a couple $100 in the piping, the tubing, or whatever that is. I mean, it's not, I don't think I'm fighting a lot of water. It's just, there's nothing preventing the water that is coming now. So if I do some, I think it'll be enough. I've thought about it quite a bit now since the last video, and it doesn't seem to be so overwhelming. Well, we're headed to Abby's to pick up my heater because it's cold now. 30 degrees Fahrenheit this morning, which isn't that cold, but cold enough. And I let her borrow my heater. So now we're gonna go get that. I see Jay's here. Jay's always here working on something. Let's see what he's up to. I don't know if the guy gets bored. Be a little surprised to see me, I'm sure. Alright, there we go. It's just a small one. That's plenty for what I need anyway. So part of the reason I had to grab the truck today was because I have to move the trailer out of the way. So that white trailer that I have, I use it kind of for storage for some of the bigger kitchen items. I've got some cabinets in there. I've got some insulation in there that I might reuse, might just chuck. I don't really know. Stuff that I had to keep moving around to different spots, so I just wanted it out of the way. So I borrowed that trailer from my father-in-law. So super grateful for that. Super grateful for him. Let me borrow that. But I gotta move that out of the way, into a different spot, because I think I'm gonna have to order more stone. So that's one of the phone calls I gotta make here in a couple minutes. Is I gotta call, see if I can get more stone delivered. Well, we're at the house. As you can see, majority of the snow has gone away by now. Kind of left and came back. It's kind of cool today. It's a little windy. It's not very fun being outside. But I gotta get this trailer moved. I'm gonna try to put it in the backyard more, because I'm gonna try to get another load of stone. I've eventually decided that I don't think I quite have enough in here, so I need to get more, and so I'm just gonna get another 15-ton and use it in the spring for the drainage that I'm gonna do around the house and the driveway if I ever get there. So I gotta move some of this stuff out of the way so I can get this back and see where we get. Luckily the ground isn't like too frozen to where I can't actually, like that the stone is all frozen. It actually breaks apart quite easily. Hey! That trouble with this. Well, there we go. We got it pushed back finally. Part of the reason I didn't do that to begin with was because of that nest, and I had all that wood there with all the nails in it, and I didn't want to mess with that. And so I'm glad I got it back a little ways for now for winter. Easy enough to have to dig out if I need to. Creates space here, creates space there for more stone. I was gonna put it here right by the door, but I don't really want to go too far that way. And so what I'm thinking is I'll lay that tarp kind of back out here, but farther back, and he'll be able to dump it mostly, if not all, on that. My biggest concern is I want enough room right here for the concrete truck to be able to get his chute back in the door without any trouble. I don't want him to be frustrated or upset with anything when he shows up, because that'll just make a hard day harder. And if you can help somebody out, help somebody out. So I'm hoping that I can get the stone back far enough to where I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to shovel a bunch of it in anyway. It's a little bit farther from the door, but I really don't need that much. The annoying piece is my wheelbarrow, so I think I'm gonna probably swap wheelbarrows or trade wheelbarrows for a little while with somebody, or borrow one that doesn't have. It's my fancy handles. I'll show you. My fancy handles. They're nice to use, but they extend out just too much to where it doesn't fit through the door. Those are my fancy handles, and they pivot with your wrist when you dump. So they're kind of nice for that reason. But again, they add just the extra 2 or 3 inches on each side to where getting in and out the door is a pain. So I haven't been Just got off the phone with some pretty disappointing news. I waited too long. Turns out I didn't really think about this. I guess I certainly should have, maybe. I'm in New York, and it's cold, and it's frozen. The ground's frozen. And so for some odd reason, when the ground freezes, the quarry is shut down and you can't get stone. Wish I would have thought about that. That wasn't even on my radar. I could still get concrete. So, now what? Now what? I'm not gonna lie, that's like a major disappointment. I mean, the options going through my head are spread out the stone I have, figure out exactly how much more I might need and go from there. I mean, if I only needed a little bit more, I could potentially order extra concrete maybe instead, but concrete's just more expensive than stone, so I didn't really want to go that route. Excuse me. But probably the more realistic option is I'll still set my pier, I'll still pour my pier with the bags. I can still take all this out and put the post in. I can still smooth out the stone that I have and tamp it. And then I can just work on the stone instead of the floor. Like, I don't have to have the floor, and I just thought it'd be really nice and really easy to be able to work off of. But I suppose that's not going to be my case. So now my brain is trying to shift gears. still got the closet because I thought this would all be easy enough to put in again if I needed to. I actually wanted to see more clearly all this, what this was, and see how they did it, see what's going on here. So I wanted to check out the bottom. You can see that's kind of rotted out, and was some water in there, so yeah, just letting that out. Well, I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. A little disappointed with the day, but that's all right. We got the rest of the stone in before it froze up too much. We gotta rethink our plan a little bit. That's okay. Reconfigure some things, figure out what we're actually gonna do next, and kind of go from there. So that'll be okay. Just a little disappointing. That's all. I guess the concrete floor will hopefully be something we do first thing this spring, but we will see. A special thank you to everybody who wished us a Merry Christmas or a Happy New Year or Happy Holidays. Super grateful. I hope the past couple weeks have treated you all great as well. They were super special. Again, it was Ellie's first Christmas, our youngest, and Isaiah, our oldest. He was actually old enough to understand what was going on with Christmas and the real purpose behind it, the real meaning behind it as we celebrate Jesus Christ's birth. So that was really cool. If you are interested, I know I haven't had my family here a whole lot, but if you're interested, I try to post an update every once in a while over on my Patreon page. The link is down in the description. You can click on that. That give a couple more family dates. Again, one of the disappointing things with this concrete floor is that in my mind I was like, if I could get this here, it would be a lot easier to have the family once in a while to come and help if they could, if it was something small or something simple. But at this point, it's cold, so it's just not easy anyway. But now the floor is not here, and so that's kind of another disappointing thing. But that's okay. It's okay. Just keep plucking along. Thanks for watching again. Make sure you, tune in next week or the next couple weeks as I kind of come up with a new plan and maybe some new priorities here as we move forward. Have a good one.